Aha, this is the perfect disguise. Now to see what the judge is doing in the supply area.
Alright, everything seems in order.
Uh-oh.
I can't let Mr. Code find. Oh, whoops, I guess I forgot one. Thought I grabbed all the cardboard boxes.
Yo!
Oh well, good thing it's already in the box crushing area.
What area? Ow!
Sounds like the machinery needs some WD-40. It should be making an ow noise. I'll have to remember that for maintenance.
Thank God for all this industrial strength styrofoam, or I'd be in real trouble.
We'll better test it again just to be sure. What do you think, Commodester? I concur. I do as well.
I don't.
2 against 1.
Why?
The story begins with Twilight, her usual over-anxious self, worrying about her level 2 magic test for Celestia. The first thing you'll notice is the art style is different from the main series, adopting a more hand-drawn version of the show's Flash style, but doesn't come out looking as good. I'll admit, this is really a minor point, yet deserves to be addressed. The characters' designs are inconsistent throughout the entire story, appearing more angular or bloated at different points. The outline sizes and backgrounds are inconsistent, where half the time it's just a gradient or solid background, and there are even some areas where the fill isn't even perfect and almost feels like a storyboard. I don't hate the design, but it is distracting when comparing it to the main series. Back to the story, Twilight's informed that the test will be postponed because the Royal Archivist, Summer Main, has been injured, and thus Twilight has to assist her. She arrives at the archives, but the curmudgeon-y loner shoos her away. Twilight lies to get her hoof in the door, I'll come back to this in a second, and thus the archivist shows Twilight around and relaying her rules and duties. Jumping ahead, we learn that Summer and Celestia were once good friends, but grew distant due to the pressure of the limelight. So when Twilight lies about a replacement for her by Celestia, logically she wouldn't have believed that lie because of their past and current distant relationship. Anyway, we see that Summer is harshly critical of Twilight at first as she attempts to distance herself as much as possible, but becomes more open to her, discovering that Twilight shares similar passion for books and knowledge. It's these moments of the two having intellectual discussions that was the high points of this comic, where we see the characters bonding over literature, favorite authors, and generating some minor world building in the process, definitely making it the most interesting elements of the story. Though Twilight's curiosity gets the best of her and peeks into Summer's office, but gets caught and is sent away. She finishes her shelving duties out of guilt and reveals that she lied about Summer Main being replaced to get in, who herself reveals that she did a similar thing to get a previous job. So I guess the story's moral is, become like Fletch and lie your flank off in order to get ahead in life? Huh. Anyway, Summer also reveals that she is really Jade Singer, Twilight's favorite author, who disappeared after her first novel, which honestly was never really a surprise, seeing as it was telegraphed very early on. Jade reveals her reasoning for her disappearance, which was she succumbed to the pressure of her next book not living up to the level of her previous novel. This is a great and relatable moral. I and many other creative artists struggle to create good content constantly, but that anxiety of content quality always hangs over one's head. And so the story ends with Jade releasing a new book, Twilight passing her test, and we see the reunion between Jade and Celestia. Overall, this comic was okay. I enjoyed the intellectual bonding that Twilight and Jade had, but other than that, the story wasn't very interesting and never really drew me into its simple story, albeit a slice of life. For a series that's meant to focus more on individual characters, we really didn't expand upon Twilight's character very much, and other than a few examples, the humor wasn't very clever. Some scenes end abruptly and thus don't transition well. Not a bad comic, but not something I'd pick up again. Till next time, MC out.